Hello everybody, Bob1984 here again, and it's Newcastle United versus Crystal Palace tomorrow, which is, the latest massive game that Newcastle need to play. So this is my preview and prediction video, which I do every week. So it's been a bit of an interesting week in terms of banter going around from certain managers, obviously, that are going to be involved tomorrow. Sam Allardyce coming out and saying that he thinks that Crystal Palace are just going to roll over for Newcastle and make it easy for it. Because they've all been on the piss all week celebrating, getting the FA Cup final now. I'm sorry, Sam Allardyce, but you're no Alex Ferguson. It's 20 years since the classic Kevin Keegan meltdown, in response to Fergie's mind games, and Fat Sam, you're just not good enough, kid. I think, obviously, Benitez's response when he came out and just basically brushed the comments under the carpet, basically that just says it all. The man's got class, he doesn't need to resort to that sort of crap. But if Sunderland are feeling so desperate where they've actually got to start getting their manager to put in some mind games, then fair play, just leave them to it. We'll get on with it the way we want to get on with it. Sunderland, let them get on the way with it they want to. But it just doesn't show class as far as I'm concerned when you've got to try and resort to that kind of behaviour and say that about a professional football side. But I understand why he's done it. And then you've got Pardew, who has also come out this week and said that he's desperate for Newcastle to stay up. Now, maybe that comment has prompted what Allardyce has come out and said, but, fair play to the bloke. He knows not a lot of Newcastle fans are going to give him a good reception tomorrow. I personally wouldn't be booing or anything like that. I don't think, he don't necessarily think he deserves that. He doesn't deserve a good reception. He had one great season with Newcastle, a lot of mediocrity and a lot of bad times as well. So I'm a little bit indifferent when people say they're going to boo him. I'm just going to get on with it and cheer on my team. But yeah, I think that Alan Pardew come out and saying that he's desperate for Newcastle to stay up shows a little bit of class, because it does show that he does have a little bit. He does care about Newcastle, as he always said he did. So maybe that is the case. He actually does genuinely care about it. In terms of the lineup, I think Newcastle are going to pretty much be exactly the same as what they have last week against Liverpool and Man City. Starting with Cisse up front and bringing Mitrovic and Shelvey and everyone off the bench if need be in the second half. In terms of Palace, I think they're going to be wanting to play a full strength side, even though they obviously have got one eye on that FA Cup final. But it is 3 weeks away, so let's not forget that the FA Cup final is a while away. They're not going to be resting players yet. I think they will be wanting to play those players and get some good performances in before the FA Cup final to get that bit of confidence level going up. So I don't think Palace are just going to roll over for it tomorrow. But I think if Newcastle play as well as they did against Liverpool, especially in that second half, as well as they did against Man City, and as well as they did at home against Swansea, and especially how some of our home play this season has been a lot better than, well, it couldn't be any worse, but it's been a lot better than our away play. I think Newcastle should really shade it tomorrow, and I'm going to go for it to win 2-1. Might not necessarily just shade it. We might actually go out there and put in a really good performance, but I do expect us to win. And if we do win, we'll be on 33 points, and hopefully Sunderland and Norwich lose over the weekend. And if that is the case, we'll be 2 points clear in 17th place. But the most important game for us is, obviously, if we do win tomorrow and obviously the results go our way, is Sunderland's home game against Everton, which is their game in hand. I genuinely believe that if Stoke can get out of this little run, then they should beat Sunderland. But it's a very, very big game, because Sunderland are more than capable of going down to the Britannia and actually getting 3 points. In the way Stoke have played recently, they're on holiday. So I'm hoping that Hughesy's put his boot up some arses this week and he's actually going to get a performance out of them. In terms of Norwich, I think they're going to go to Arsenal and they're going to come up against an Arsenal side who are absolutely desperate to instill a bit of confidence in their fans, in their play, and nail down that 4th place after what's happened the last couple of months in typical Arsenal collapse fashion. So yeah, I think Newcastle really will go out there tomorrow and put in the same sort of performance as recently and get those 3 points, which are obviously all important and massive, and hopefully the other results go our way. So what do you guys think is going to be the score tomorrow? Who do you think will play? Who do you think will score? Leave your comments down below, and as always, watch out for the review video, which will be on straight after the game. My name is Bob1984. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.